Welcome to the Droids you are looking for Top 10 list. That's right, after me and Brian, which you can follow him on Twitter at nvenombane, and you can also follow myself, dear old Uncle Jay, or just follow the Droid page at TDYALF_Canada, which is probably a lot better. Most of the updates go there. To follow us on Twitter. E3 was a very tiring week. We did see a lot of games that did very well, and we also did see a lot of games not so much. So this is a top 10 list of the games that made it to where me and Brian were happy. Now, understanding everyone's list does vary, so we don't expect everyone to be happy with this top 10 list. Keep in mind, me and Brian are very diehard gamers like the rest of you, and we basically scored the trailers by how appealing they were to make us want to play it. Now, I'm sure you won't be surprised who the number one is, but I'm sure you'll be surprised that a lot of games that did very well at E3 did not even make our list. Also later this week, there'll be a top 10 disappointments at E3. So with that said, let's get this started, and I hope you enjoy our list.
The droids you are looking for. Top 10 Countdown.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And here we go.
Number 10. Mario Maker. Wii U.
So Nintendo had a very little showing at E3, and I'm actually shocked the games actually made the top 10. Now, Mario Maker takes on a very interesting design. What if you can make your own Super Mario Bros. World by using Mario Paint physics? Now, anyone who's from my generation knows everything about Mario Paint because Mario Paint was amazing. Now, imagine giving you that opportunity to build your own maps, build your own designs, choose between old school and new school designs, and as well, play the Fly Swatter game. I think everyone wants that. You know what, Nintendo? Well played. Well played.
Number 9. Mad Max. PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, Xbox 360, Xbox One.
The cult classic finally gets a video game reboot. And what I mean by reboot is that I'm sure the last generation doesn't even know who Mad Max is. And that Mad Max is actually a very huge character from the 80s, played by Mel Gibson, of course, when he was still coming out as an actor. Now is transformed into quite a cult classic because of its Road Warrior, Raider designs with Thunderdome. We can never forget about Thunderdome. Now, Mad Max finally has been created for a next-gen console, and I agree with that. I think that it should be available on all the consoles, but the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One do give it justice. This game is beautifully made, graphics are breathtaking. Now, there was controversy with this game. Originally, it was voice casted by an American, which was changed immediately to an Australian to preserve the originality of the movie franchise. So if you haven't picked up any of the movies as of yet and you don't never seen them, I strongly suggest you watch Mad Max. You'll find yourself strangely addicted to the series. And this game is definitely done very well from everything I can see thus far. But, like we said, it still needs to be played. So that's why it ranks in at number 9.
Number 8. Dragon Age Inquisition. PC, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Xbox 360.
We finally get to see a fantastic trailer of Dragon Age Inquisition. Now I won't lie to you and say that I'm a fan of Dragon Age, because I'm not. I've never liked Dragon Age, nor my multiple attempts to get into it. However, this trailer really pushes and shows what the next game is going to be able to do. Now, as I said at the beginning of this podcast, these are games that attracted me and Brian to want to play them. And believe it or not, this trailer blew me away. I felt that the music alone, which you're listening to in the background, was very captivating. The graphics displayed were amazing. Now, I looked into the storyline, and the storyline seems to be very strong as well. So I'm going to give this game a shot. And and I hope that when I do my review, that it will be a high review, and I actually have no doubt that it will not be. So with that said, check out Dragon Inquisition and let me think and try it.
Number 7. Borderlands, the pre-sequel. PC, PlayStation 3, Xbox 360.
What needs to be said about this game that hasn't already been said? Borderlands is a fantastic franchise and has built quite a huge fan base based by how utterly ridiculous the game is. Now we have our first chance to play a pre-sequel. Now the opening game trailer that they have provided to us includes a very interesting moon dance that blew Brian's mind. It's good to see that the Borderlands characters are all having fun, and it actually had a good storyline in the actual trailer of what could possibly happen. The music was very good, and it was very appealing. So yes, am I going to be playing Borderlands pre-sequel? Give me a hell yeah.
Number 6. Assassin's Creed Unity. PlayStation 4, Xbox One, PC.
The word shock comes to mind when I talk about Assassin's Creed Unity. It indicates and shows what it's like for a world of Assassin's Creed to have full multiplayer capability, especially in a mission. The gameplay footage they posted by Ubisoft was very well done. It really made me want to go play this game. Now I won't lie to you, Assassin's Creed 4, as great as it was, it fell for me. I couldn't keep up with it. The game felt it was too much. It was too much side quests to do, and I kept losing focus on the main quest at hand. Now, if they can keep Assassin's Creed Unity on hand with the French Revolution, where this takes place, I might be a little bit more interested. Assassin's Creed 3 kept to the storyline. It offered you side quests, but not to the amount that happened in Assassin's Creed 4, which mainly worked around naval combat. Assassin's Creed Unity, however, shows off how elegant it can be, especially graphic detail, multiplayer content, and how detailed it truly can get during assassinations. Now, Ubisoft did not do well in my opinion with Watch Dogs, so let's hope that Assassin's Creed Unity provides them back that ability of being number 1 again.
Number 5. Hyrule Warriors, Wii U.
This game looks very impressive. Now, if you're a fan of Dynasty Warriors, you definitely will enjoy this game. It encompasses Dynasty Warriors mashed up with characters from Legend of Zelda. Now, I will sit there and tell you that this is going to be a revolutionary game in any shape or form. However, it's nice that Nintendo has finally taken a different stance and tried something new. It's nice that they got out there and said maybe we need to make a little bit more of a violent video game. And why not with Dynasty Warriors? It's not gory, it's just very action-packed and a very heavy hack and slash. And it's nice to see that Link gets to do something else than rather just running around going in the same old dungeons, doing the same old missions to get the same old items, to do the same old thing, and defeat Ganondorf. I happen to enjoy it.
Number 4. Battlefield Hardline. PC, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, Xbox 360, Xbox One.
You think to yourself, another FPS, and you're probably right, most times anyways, but I can tell you when I look over at Brian and I see that he is not an FPS fan and he's just absolutely blown away by the gameplay footage, it makes me take notice, I guess I would say. We're talking about Battlefield Hardline. We ended up watching the gameplay trailer that was 6 minutes long of multiplayer. It was the cops and robbers scenario. And you can definitely see what Frostbite's done. It definitely has shown how well done the background is. We even watched a giant crane get blown out and fall through another building. There was so many things happening at once and the game felt like it was realistic. It made me want to play the video game to relive one of my favorite scenes from the movie Heat, when they were trying to escape with the money, if anyone rings a bell with that. Now, Battlefield has not done well. Battlefield 4 was not that great of a game, but it thrives on the multiplayer. and the single players are always not the greatest campaigns. So if the multiplayer can hold up, this game can be another bestseller. But will it? We'll find out.
Number 3. Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, Xbox 360, and Xbox One.
Another piece that Hideo Kojima's, what could we say, masterpiece of Metal Gear franchises is coming to a head. The game will be out soon. Everyone has been waiting with bated breath to play another masterpiece that Hideo Kojima has created. Now you take place again as Big Boss, well after Peace Walker. Now, if you were like me and ended up buying Metal Gear Ground Zeroes, you have a basic idea of what's going on. Now, this game is majestic, to say at least, graphically. The gameplay is so more well improved from Metal Gear Solid 4, and the storyline takes a little bit of a turn. Now, the gameplay or trailer that you saw at E3 gave a huge hint for Big Boss's soon-to-be future. Now, if you're a die-hard Metal Gear fan, you know what that future is, but I'm not going to spoil that for you now. You get to see the development of Snake becoming Big Boss, and as well you get to see the development of McDonald Miller as well, and other characters that are linked into the original NES storyline. So this is a trailer that you should be watching, and if you're not, stop everything you're doing right now and watch it.
Number 2. Mortal Kombat 10, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, Xbox 360, Xbox One.
NetherRealms puts in another installment of the Mortal Kombat franchise. After a very successful run with Injustice Gods Among Us, and as well the Mortal Kombat previous to it, they have decided it's time to make another installment to the Mortal Kombat franchise. From what you can see in the gameplay footage, you obviously see Sub-Zero versus Scorpion, and also 2 new characters and a pile of new fatalities and other bone-crushing moves. Sorry guys, time to dust out that old Mortal Kombat 9, blow the dust off of it, and start practicing. This includes now interactive environments, which was before, but it seemed to be a little bit more intensive when it comes down to this specific game. And as well, the fatalities are so more brutal than before. So yes, this definitely deserves its part in number 2. So with that said, let's move on. Okay, it's time to wrap up this top 10 list. As you can tell, I'm starting to lose my voice. With that said, number 10 was Mario Maker. Number 9, Mad Max. Number 8, Dragon Age Inquisition. Number 7, Borderlands, the pre-sequel. Number 6, Assassin's Creed Unity. Number 5, Hyrule Warriors. Number 4, Battlefield Hardlines. Number 3, Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain. Number 2, Mortal Kombat 10. And your number 1 is...
And number 1. Batman Arkham Knight, PlayStation 4, Xbox One.
Now this is going to be a potential Game of the Year winner. Let's just say, well, you know what, take back potential. It's going to win every award. And you want to know why? Because Rocksteady is now directing the helm for its final installment of the Batman Arkham series. Now this takes many years later after Arkham City, and Batman is clearly changed. Now in this gameplay video that they showed, you got to see the difference in the gameplay mechanics. You now have the ability to have a fear factor in attacking your opponents. You now have the ability to use the Batmobile, which turns into a fucking tank. Did I mention the tank was a tank? And also, it seems that the flight mechanics has gotten better as well. So this game all around looks fantastic. Now, I can split the hairs and say there's no Joker, wah wah wah. But what I could say is that they actually played up the Scarecrow character to actually be something. Rather than just a side quest or a filler character, he seems to have a stronger role, which there's nothing wrong with the Scarecrow, and he should absolutely have his own role because he definitely could be a scary villain at any point. However, Rocksteady seems to deliver yet again, like they did in the previous 2 games. The only thing we can hope is that once this game is done and it's made its millions, that Warner Brothers does not try to make another sequel again, because we do not want to relive what was left of Batman Arkham Origins. And that is your top 10 of E3's best game trailers. Check us out at the Droids You Are Looking For Canada on Facebook, on Twitter, on G+, even have a Pinterest account. Cheers, and have a chimichanga.
Game over, man! It's game over!
Thanks for listening to the Droids You Are Looking For podcast. Stay tuned for next week's podcast.
Remember, the Force will be with you, always.